Good evening, and thanks for your patience. I'm a little late getting up here. There was a full investigation and presentation of all evidence and appropriate instruction of law to the jury, to the grand jury.
As all of you know, a few minutes ago, the grand jury deliberating the death of Michael Brown issued its decision. It's now come that either way was going to be subject of intense disagreement.
They determined that no probable cause exists to file any charge against Officer Wilson and returned a no true bill on each of the 5 indictments.
Right now we have a poster where we can share our thoughts about the or lack of indictment of Darren Wilson.
What is your opinion on the indictment?
I think it's bullshit.
I can't say that I didn't expect this turnout because there's a pattern in history and it just keeps on going in or against our favor as a people. So I can't say I'm surprised.
I think that it doesn't give me any faith in our justice system. The fact that someone can actually kill someone else and not have any consequences for it, and it's disgusting.
People can say whatever they want to say about it, and people can go off and say that it wasn't a racial issue. But besides the fact, like, excusing racially what's going on, he shot and killed an unarmed 18-year-old, and somebody should answer for it.
A man who was shot by the people that are supposed to, be instilled to protect us.
The fact that he is not being held responsible for the life that he took away is angering our Beacon community, and so we are trying to take a stand and having all of these people write their names or their thoughts on paper.
It makes you feel like you're not wanted, or makes you feel like your lives are not as important as the lives of others, because it's just like, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, for me, the scariest part is that it's so easy to ignore that things like this happen because I don't live in Ferguson, I'm white. I've never been the subject of racial profiling, and I think the issue is that until crazy shit like this happens, like, no one really knows, and no one really pays attention.
It is happening to, like, black males, but as black females, I think we should be aware too, because it's a trend that is black males, but you never know, like, it can really happen to us.
I think it's shameful, the fact that, like, our society has fought so hard against racial discrimination, and that it can still exist. And unfortunately, I think we kind of hide the fact that it still exists.
Even our freshman year here, when our history teacher told us, or asked us, does racism still exist? And people had said no, and it's crazy. It's crazy to think that people who don't go through it don't see it, so they think they have an opinion on it.
I actually know so many of, like, my own cousins, my brothers. Every single time, like, so many of them have had altercations with cops that I just don't think were fair at all. But none of them have been killed by a cop for it. So, like, I'm glad for that, because it just tells me that, like, it could happen, and the fact that I even have to look at my little brothers and just, like, hope that nothing like that happens to them, that's horrible, and it shouldn't be done to anyone.
I mean, it's amazing to see, like, Beacon coming together to support this, but how many people don't see the injustice and don't see that this is such a big problem of just, like, not this one instance, but, like, our whole system.
how police should conduct themselves is important, and I think that young people and everyone should be voicing their opinions in constructive ways, that is, of course. And I think that this whole setup is great.
I think that racially charged debates and
Yeah.
issues like this have
And
such
it all
a...
is intertwined. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just one issue. Like, our
Definitely.
system supports so many different types of prejudices, and like so many different kinds of generalizations that it's not just this one time.
What do you think about kids our age coming together and doing something like this?
We absolutely have to do it. It's our generation that's going to change it. And if we don't step forward and try to make a difference, then we're just wasting our lives, basically. And it's our country, and we have to use our voices and use social media and use any means possible to make people realize that this is unacceptable.
Like, the more different kinds of people helping, the better.
Yeah. Especially because he was so young, like 18. No, I mean, so it's just like, it is like really close to, you know, like I'm going to be 18 in like a few months, so it's like really kind of crazy to think that. I mean, it's our generation, sort of, it's our time period. I don't know why anyone else, I mean, it's, you know, we're as much responsible.
I mean, I got in a fight with my brother about this last night because I was so overwhelmed by the whole thing that I was just going around ranting about it and freaking out, and he was like, you can't do anything, like, you're a white female, you'll never get it, like, why are you, do you think, like, going to protest or going to help will change anything? But I think the whole thing is that, like, people aren't going out to say anything or do anything, like, our generation needs to come together, just not only on social media, but, like, actually come together as a whole, and, like, that every voice counts, like, all the time, and not necessarily just, like, one day, like, this voice counts, but, like, you can make a change every single day.
I think it's really important that as young people we kind of step up and make sure that, like, our voices are heard and that this isn't right. And it's just really important that we all get involved, no matter what age, even if you're older or younger, just making sure that, like, we make a difference and that this doesn't continue.
It's a shame that he has to be kind of the sacrificial lamb for this movement, but at the same time, this is something that can't be forgotten, that isn't going to, you know, end after a few days.
And this isn't the first time it's happened.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it's kind of taken us this long to really speak out, and I think a more, I don't want to say aggressive, but in a more aggressive way. So, like, I think, the fact that we can do it now, like, we really have to seize this moment.
There have been so many people who have been murdered like this, so I just think that the reason we know so much about it is that there are young people in Ferguson that are sort of making noise, and it's our responsibility to continue to make noise until it stops happening.
If somebody's life can be taken away so easily without even another glance, and it continues to happen, it just tells you how things haven't changed. And although people can go ahead and swear that things are changing, this occurring again just means that we're nowhere near where we should be at this point. I think it's important because it's like, if our older generations haven't been able to change something, the fact that we've actually all come together and worry about the same problems, we can do something in the end. And like, even this wall here, people coming over and just like writing it, explain, like showing how they feel about the issue, that's important because more people need to be aware of what's going on rather than everyone just like being covered by a veil of like lies.